We've got this awesome story, Dagar, the Desert Hawk and the Sons of Darkness, 180 pages, it's a 2-volume story. We need your help in order to get it on the shelves. I used to, obviously love Superman, Batman, the Justice League. They told interesting stories, gave off good morals, empowered sort of younger people, if you like. As Muslims, I always wondered why we couldn't produce our own content with our own specific morals. The story that we have at the moment, it's called Dagar, the Desert Hawk and the Sons of Darkness. We have this character who's inspired by Indiana Jones, by Lawrence of Arabia. He lives in a 1940s setting. And again, that sort of inspires the aesthetic of the comic that we're trying to develop in terms of the world, the cars. It has this steampunk sort of look to it. And he's basically striving against the nefarious Brotherhood of Baal. And they want to resurrect this great ancient army called the Sons of Darkness in order to claim the world as their own, in their own image. And obviously, Dagar is the one to stop them. Being that the story is based in the Middle East, we have Arab characters predominantly. The main character, of course, is a Westerner. He's coming from a Western sort of perspective. And the way I sort of see him is he's combining the most positive of elements within Western society along with the greatest of elements amongst Muslim culture. And he's fusing them together. He's basically a combination of whatever the best of both worlds have to offer. Muslim characters do exist in current day comics, but the sad thing is that they're written by, for the large part of it, non-Muslims. Even though they're very well-meaning, non-Muslims might not necessarily know how to write Muslim characters. Why? Because they don't necessarily know what motivates them, or they may not necessarily have a good grounding on Islamic practices or theology or even terminology, or when you use Assalamu alaikum, when you say mashallah or inshallah and something of the like. This has been a project which has been ongoing for 3 years almost. We've spent an entire year just trying to develop the script with 2 other professional writers and editors. After that, trying to find a decent artist was another challenge in and of itself. Basically, we were trying to capture a lighter sort of touch to this work. It wasn't meant to be photorealistic. It wasn't meant to be too cartoony. It was, the look and the style we were going for was something called American manga, if that makes sense. It was, a clash between Western style of drawing and, the anime or manga style. Inshallah, I think the final work will probably, again, speak for itself. Children are willing to read, provided we actually give them something which is of good quality, well written, and in this case, well drawn. If we do something properly and correctly, there is an audience for it. And I think I keep mentioning kids, but I even think that this particular work, it might even be readable for adults, those who are young at heart as well. I've spent more than 20,000 at least through the last 2 or 3 years that I've been running this particular project. Right now it's more about trying to finish what we started. I feel that there is an empty spot that needs to be filled, and I really desperately want to fill it up. The story is almost 200 pages long. We need help to get the story in your hands. We need help with the coloring. We need help placing the text onto the artwork itself. And we need help with the printing. All of this requires your support. We need 20,000 in order to get this project into Islamic schools, into libraries, and of course into your hands. From this will stem many other stories and other projects. This is just the beginning.